So I'm just going to basically treat you like you've never seen scientific notation and explain how I show it. When we are putting numbers in scientific notation, we want to write the number, whether it starts as a decimal or as a whole number value. We want to write that number as a number between 1 and 10. Actually, 1 and less than 10. So we need to manipulate this number by putting a decimal somewhere in it so that our number is between 1 and 10. So where would we put our decimal in this number to make this a number between 1 and 10? John? After the 2. Okay? So if we put a decimal after the 2, then that gives us a number between 1 and 10, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. And then we determine the place value of our exponent on the 10 as whatever or however far we move the decimal from where it's at to there, so that's going to be 8 places. Alright?
Wait, why would it be 6? Because there's like 6 zeros.
Well, we're not just counting the zeros. It's a good question. We're not just counting the zeros. We're counting the place value that the decimal moved from. Okay, so think of money. The decimal's at the end of this if this is money, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 number places. Alright? That's your basic writing a number in scientific notation. Okay? Write the number as a number between 1 and 10. And then your exponent becomes the value of the number of units that you move your decimal. Is that not the only one? Okay. So we have the same, we do the same thing with decimal values. Okay, we need to write this number as a number between 1 and 10. Kinley, where would we put the decimal? So make it a number between 1 and 10. After the 5. So you have 5.1 times 10, and then we're going how far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is our exponent 5? No. It is a negative exponent when it starts as a decimal value. Okay? Or when the number is less than 1. When this number is less than 1 as it is, we get a negative exponent. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, this is like a random question. Okay, if you have a number that has lots of zeros before it and after it, what do you do?
Just ignore the ones after it.
Oh, okay.
Because they're irrelevant.
Oh.
That wasn't an irrelevant question. John?
Like a ton of zeros after it, but then it has a number after.
Well, then you'd have to include them. But that's not going to happen in this situation for us.
So it's always times 10.
It's always times, and that scientific notation is, scientific notation is written as a number between 1 and 10 times 10 to some power. That is scientific notation. If you write a number like this, suppose you were to work something out, and we will see these type of problems if I remember right. If you ended up with a problem where you have 0.61 times 10 to the third, is that in scientific notation? No, because your number at the start is not a number between 1 and 10. So you'd have to manipulate it some more, and we'll learn to do that. We'd move the decimal over one place, and then we'd have to change some stuff. Okay? So let's look at this one. Faith, hope, and love. I haven't said that in a while. Where do I need to put the decimal to write this in proper scientific notation? After the 6 to make it 6.87. And then I'm going to leave off all the zeros. How far did the decimal get moved from the end? 3, 6, 9, 10 places. Good. Everything in the right spots? Everything look good? Satisfy our rules for scientific notation? Yeah. Excuse me.
Yummy.
3-0. Where are we going to put the decimal out on this one?
In between the 7 and 2.
You between the 7 and the 2. And then we'll have times 10 to the what? Deanna? Negative
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not count the 0 in front as one of your decimal
Okay,
places.
why would, I thought it had to be less than 10.
It is less than 10, John.
Oh, 7, ha ha ha.
Okay.
All right. Now we can also rewrite standard or scientific notation in standard form. This is where we get into some people having a little bit more issues. Is this type of thing, although it's still not super difficult. Bram, what does standard form mean? First of all, Gage, Corey.
It is the number in which, before scientific notation has been applied to it. It's
Okay.
the first number without
Oh,
any
I know.
times.
What?
Yeah, standard form is just a number. That's how we write our numbers, is in standard form. So just as a normal number. Okay. So if you see standard form, don't think y equals mx squared or whatever. All right. Now, if we have scientific notation with a positive exponent, let's look back through our examples here. When we started off as a number greater than 1, what was the sign of our exponent? Positive. Okay. When we started off, when our number was less than 1, we got a negative. And that happened in each of these situations, didn't it? That we had. Okay? So if we have a number that's starting off with a positive exponent, then we're going to have started, or our standard form of the number is going to be a value greater than 1. Which means we would need to move the decimal to the right. If we move it to the left, it's going to make it a number smaller than 1. So we're just going to move our decimal over 9 places. 1, 2, and how many zeros would I need to put behind it then?
7.
7.
Wow.
That is 6 million.
Hey, that's how much I am.
No, if you
That's how much.
6 million.
Did anybody else's parents say
I
you
wish I had
can't get that done? You were born, you costed a lot of money. Once that cost like $6 million. What's that?
3 times X.
And then I literally won.
Okay, this one has a negative exponent. So Caitlin,
yeah, so you do the 4. So I put a 4 on the screen. And then you put a little decimal after it.
after it.
Yeah, and then you
Okay.
move it that way.
All right, so she's just showing the decimal. That's where it's at in our number. So she's going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so you end up with that.
You don't need that. You don't need that.
What?
How many zeros is that? 6?
I don't see the boat at all.
Oh, kinda, yeah. It's like the waves, and then like those are the little portholes, and then like the very back is like the sea.
The boats.
Kinda see it. Good job, John.
I still don't see what you guys are
The,
doing.
like the squiggly. See, now do you see it?
Yeah.
See, it's a boat.
On the board.
At the end.
That's an old boat.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
sail.
Maybe someone starts singing a pirate song.
Triangular.
We're off to sea though.
Yes, I love that.
Hey, I used to watch that when I was little.
That's
We
the
just stay
Jonah
home
one.
and lay around.
I used to watch that.
Great idea.
Kobe,
I spilled my water on me.
Kobe, which way are we going to move the decimal on this number? If it has a positive exponent,
Yeah, so, like four.
So you wanna, if we have the positive exponent, move it to the left? Is that what our pattern has been? When we had a positive exponent, the number is,
Right. Okay.
thank you.
And now.
When you have a,
Wait, I have a.
when you have a positive exponent, the number has to be greater than 1. So it's bigger,
Yes.
okay? So you have to move to the right. 6 places.
What if it's a negative?
We move these 3 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can't use more.
Well,
Because that
you
means
can,
calculator.
That's so much.
but that's writing out then 10,000 and have to write it out and then get your zeros and stuff. We know that multiplying by power of the 10, you just move your decimal right or left depending on how many zeros you have. So think of it, I mean, you're multiplying by 1 million, so that's 6 zeros. So you move your decimal to the right 6 places.
Okay, so that's like not actually a decimal. It's like a.
Yes, sir.
No, I mean like it's
And
like
that- right.
3.2 million something.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's just shortening up the writing of that so you don't have all the extra
Yeah.
stuff.
Hey,
So if you have a
question.
positive, you go to
That
the
makes more
right.
sense.
Okay.
Make
Yes?
the number.
Is it legitimate?
Is it legit?
Is it important
This
right
is
now?
legitness.
You actually have to ask that, I don't care.
I do. All right.
Okay, tell me.
In a minute. Because in a couple of minutes we'll be done. You can ask.
To the left 5 times.
Okay, Madeline.
Yeah.
Which direction are we going to move this one? We're going to move it left, so we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means we have
4 0.
4 zeros.
Now this is legit.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
have to take
open
this.
your iPads.
I just.
Oh no. Please don't give us one. Okay, just an
Excel.
What? No.
Oh,
You rather do a lesson?
No!
Okay, move up by Excel.
Oh, can I get a high five for
Yeah,
guessing?
he called it. He's like, you probably can do Excel.
Corey, we could have been.
Algebra.
Algebra.
Good 8th grade to start with.
Scroll all the way down to the road.
Can you do preschool?
This is legit.
Because I already have half of those done.
Go to
Same, actually.
G1 and G2. I want you to get to the first ribbon by Monday.
G2, I got this. Don't you ready?
Have you already done those?
Over at G1.
I did
Wait,
not.
on
I mean, I
algebra
already
one?
lived there.
This
Where's
just
G?
now?
No.
But
What
in
if it's in the
algebra
first
one,
paragraph?
The master.
I'm just gonna
Cool.
Hey, if it's in the first paragraph, you move it over one.
Right.
I'm gonna overachiever. I'm gonna do all
Yeah,
pre-K.
If it's just 10 to the first, it'd be moved one place. Keep going. G1 and 2, get to the first ribbon. If you have already worked on this in some other class, like HSS, if I had you working on it for whatever reason, then work on it so you get some
Oh,
practice.
you got kidding.
On Monday, we're going to add the multiplication and division part, so you need to know how to convert between these two really well. This is your review for that.
Yeah, I didn't pass.
I got it.
I got it right.
Uh-oh. Oh, never mind.
What if it's already? What? Kidding me?
What, man?
What if it's 0? You just keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do not like this, Sam.
standard 4, ratio
Oh.
3, 8.
I have to get my presentation.
Okay, let me look at this one with you. Let me show you this one. Because when I saw it, I kind of panicked a little bit.
Oh, I did.
It doesn't have, I mean, this is in that just plain old 42.1. Would it be necessary to put it in scientific? No, but we can. All right? So we still want to write this as a number between 1 and 10. So this would need to be 4.2. Correct?
Oh, I see.
And then to get the decimal between 4 and 2, we moved it one place. was our number greater than 1 to start with?
No.
Is 42.1 bigger than 1? So it's going to be a positive exponent. So it'd be a positive 1 or just 1. So that's what my first would look like. Yes, sir.
I got 4.32 in scientific notation. It's already in scientific.
And you would write, okay, display that one.
You're gonna want to put the 1 on the other 2.
Okay.
Huh?
You're gonna want to put the 1 on
Oh,
the
crud.
end of the.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
the
well, I
1.
thought you didn't do this. Like I put that on. I had that same question. You said not to do that. I just want to get it wrong.
It's already.
I need 35.
All right.
Mine froze.
Corey, are you getting there? Just hit the apple.
You said the first word was right.
I don't know.
That's
Why
my
I need 35 in scientific?
Hit the Apple TV at the very top, Corey.
Bam.
Is this you?
Boy.
No, this is me.
Hey Corey, what was I doing?
No. Shut up.
Let's see.
Now try it again.
What am I doing? It's like.
That's what I'm going to show you right now. Corey's projecting us. Hopefully.
What the?
Banana.
I just hit the ribbon and it
Spicy, spicy.
outdated smart tomorrow. Took me back down to 0.
Wait, so that's the math.
No, it says, look, it says, make sure you're not tracking
Oh, I did Apple TV. Or there was my name on it.
Mr. Clevenger says, make sure you're not.
68920. I just 68902.
I'm not.
Airdrop Corey a picture of something.
All right, this one Corey's going to show you is a picture where the number is already in scientific notation. So he's just going to have to type 4.32. How far did he move his decimal? 0 places. That's going to be 10 to the 0th, because what is 10 to the 0th power equal to? 1. So you're multiplying that number by 1. Doesn't change it, does it? But it's in scientific notation.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, what if there's not a decimal in?
Then it's at the end, isn't it? Think of money. If you don't have a decimal in money, it's at the end.
It'd be 1.
Oh man.
Corey,
No!
can you give us the answer?
No, because you need to write 247 as a number between.
You didn't
1
add
and
my
10.
0.
So that means 2.47.
You need to chill on.
Dude, go down to there. Stop. Just go. Just go.
And then you moved it
Why does she doesn't need this?
2 places.
She can have a chill pill.
Wait. I'm gonna.
Wait.
She just has meds.
What? I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
Nope.
So what would it be?
So that's
Hey,
Brother.
Corey up there.
I got it.
Are you
Why, Parker?
Why?
I was gonna airdrop to you, not to you when I was on the big screen.
What?
I was gonna airdrop to you.
Oh, it's negative. Oh.
Well,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not.
Hey, there you go.
Come on, man. You did it on purpose, didn't
No,
you?
no, no, you didn't.
No, I swear I did not.
You're such a bad ribbon.
I didn't miss one.
Time to go anyways. Hey, Gage, ready to
What?
wrong.
Hey, we can't
I
do
hate,
that
I
anymore.
do not like this.
Eat my belly.
It's strong.
I didn't either.
Dude, I almost done with the second one.
Have you done this one? First one was easy. I keep messing up, like, I'll keep typing in the wrong thing.
That's all. That would be me.
The expectation, so you can hear me over your talking, is to practice G2 also, not just G1. Just get to the first seven on them so you're
That's what I was gonna
solid with it.
That's not gonna be a free play.
I'm doing that similar so I can open up my airsoft gun.
Black t-shirt. Yeah, that's the song, brother.
What one?
Hurry up!
I got it wrong. Dumb.
I know.
That's pretty easy.
It's smart, actually. It's smart.
I missed one. Hey, Brian, what's standard form?
You tell me. You just want to tell me the wrong answer.
You told me to answer.
Excuse me? I did not get the homework assignments on those.
So you're gonna be nice to us.
That depends on how cooperative?
I still gotta do my other homework.
Will there be homework in here?
Yeah, stop working.
I'm not planning on it.
I mean, don't be quiet.
No. You're just gonna follow me because everything behind you.
Yeah, because they're like little ducklings.
I didn't say no. Wait, what do you say? Why would we only win
Haley said she'll
Quiet.
Sorry.
Hey.
Ryan, what are you doing?
You want to Because if we're cooperative, then you won't give us homework.
I will get your problems.
We don't have homework in here.
You said if we're not cooperative,
Everyone shut up.
right?
Everybody talk.
It sounded like it was my grandma getting on.
Michael.
Go ahead, Jeff. Receive me. It's the same.
720.
420, please.
We're returning any like
I know.
any amount that it's the same. You know, like
Obviously,
like it's the same. So like,
It does not mean he's teased. Not even close.
Okay, so what's a full circle? Yeah. Are you telling me that's something you needed?
Okay, 2 easy questions here on the bell work. 1, how many degrees would 2 rotations be?
720.
720. How'd you get that, Michael?
One rotational, like one rotation is 360. And then
Right. 1 rotation is 360. 2 rotations,
I'm not exactly sure on this next one.
360. Not sure on the next one?
Well, I put
I forgot what the second one was.
turn it.
Okay.
Any,
Rotational
like,
symmetry.
okay, mine was where if you rotate it, like at any point, all goes the same.
All notes. Now you don't want to say you rotate it at any point,
That's
but you want, if at some point when you rotate it, it looks the same, then you have, that particular figure has rotational symmetry. Okay? Could be more than one time. What's that? Oh, who cares? About that. Go take a spelling test if you care about spelling.
This is math class, not
I just did.
Oh, I did fail that.
That spelling test looks nasty.
Yeah.
15 out of 20.
Woo! I still can't spell lieutenant.
I know. I'm not freaking genius like you.
Okay. You're gonna grade the homework. So let's get that opened up, ready to do it. We're doing the skill practice first.
I'm wrong and I know it, so correct goes real quick. Wrong and I did. I thought we only had to do one.
You have 2 words.
Guys, right, boy.
Obviously, it was 6-3 worksheets. And there's 2 of them. Okay. Number 1 on the skill practice is going to be worth 5 points. You have the pre-image, the image, and then each one of the coordinates, which are x prime is 6, 1, y prime is 4, -4, 7 prime is 2, -1. Number 2, you have your 2 images again, and I showed somebody, probably in this class that was in MTSS, I don't know. I showed somebody this one wrong. So if I showed you this, I took this point and put it out here instead of in. So if that's you, don't count that wrong. But otherwise, the order pair is x prime is -2, -1, y prime is 1, -3, z prime is -2, -5. Number 3 is worth 5 points. You have the pre-image on the left. You have the rotated image on the right. And the ordered pairs are 4, 4. For J prime, K prime is 3, 1. And L prime is 1, 2. Number 4 is going to be worth 6 points. This one, you have your 2 images, and then B prime is -3, -6. C prime is -6, -5. D prime is -5, -2. And E prime is -2, -3. Now, if you want to total up your first page, just so you have it, that's 17 points. Okay.
Wouldn't x be 6, -1? Or x prime on number 1?
Go back up to number 1.
It is
Yeah.
6.
6, 1. Oh, yes, Tuck, you're right. This one is not correct on here. This is supposed to be 6, -1. So go back and double check that. 17 on this page, yes, ma'am. Yes, she's back there, right? So please double check that. I'm glad you said something because I forgot. I just told everybody. Plus the priest right here. But I do like that. Yes.
I got like one of them correct, but one of them wasn't correct.
Smart.
Say that again. Did you graph the pre-image correct? Did you graph the image correct? Okay, so then it's 1 point for each of those ordered pairs. Okay. Does that take care of it? Okay. All right, homework practice then. Number 1, you have your image and your pre-image there. Then E prime is 3, 1. F prime is 4, -1. G prime is 3, -3. And then H prime is 0, 0. It didn't move. Number 2, you have the 2 images. And then E prime is -1, 3. F prime is -3, 2. G prime is -5, 3. H prime is -2, 6.
How much is that
Each of these two are worth 6 points. Okay. I do understand this, so please grade accordingly and adjust your scoring accordingly. If you did not graph it correctly, are you going to get the right coordinates? No. So if that happens, all I want you to do is take off 2 points. I don't want you to take off 5 points. All right? Because obviously you're going to plot or give us the wrong points here if you graphed it wrong. Everybody's clear? Number 3. You have the two images again. Then R prime is -1, -1. S prime is -1, -4. And T prime is -3, -1. Four is K prime is 0,2, L prime is 0,4, M prime is 2,5, N prime is 2,1. This page has a total of 23. Okay. For a total of 40. Now, Grace, if I'm you, I have a serious bone to pick with your mom and sister. You know what I mean?
No.
No? Is your sister sick today?
Yeah.
And so, did your mom come to school?
Yeah, so he's staying with Frank.
See, now when you've gone home because you're sick, Sophie had to go home. So you should have got to stay home today. No? Not buying it. Did you even try?
No.
No.
Just like, okay, whatever.
A little alone time with mama. Sounds fun.
Do we need to put this in?
It is in, yeah, you need to no.
Okay.
No.
Just leave it.
Just submit it, yep. Because it's already in a PDF when it's in Notability.
How much is the paper?
So then you need to just
23.
do it. Don't submit that. Just get it done. 23, great, or Grace. Caroline, do you want to go ahead and do that one? Go ahead. Just do it all, okay?
Okay, tell me
Just looking at your screen there.
Hey, can we learn more about your family?
No.
Shut up.
I'm gonna
Do you have to
be, I'm gonna be sick on Monday and then.
That's not
I was trying to block it out, like, this kept popping up, and it's like,
It's
Come on.
it's endless if you want.
yeah.
Still, no one is.
So I don't even know, like my, grandpa's dad's name, I don't know.
Right. Well, that's the fun, is trying to get that stuff.
Yeah.
It's happened to her daughter.
All right.
I did it on this one,
I think I have one person still that needs to finish this in here, maybe.
Oh, I thought we were
No, I
taking
know
because we
that,
have
right?
This,
I do.
Most of you have seen the grades for this already. I want to get you a copy of it. I want to get you your copies back so you can get those. Parents can see them, whatever you want to do. Don't throw it away in this class. That's an insult to me. It makes me think you don't care. But this was, sorry, I had these graded except for a few that are waiting.
I can tell Oh, that's
Everybody's smart. I thought you were gonna set that on. I got 92.
What's going on, Dylan? Well, technically, every other day, directly has a spit.
I know you miss me.
Actually, we didn't go over boxes. We didn't go over
I had a 97 or above in all my semesters.
Oh, it's just too hard?
Okay, let's have your focus now. Chatterboxes, or I can get loud. I can get louder than you because I have a microphone, so zip it. So the question is, how is it that if I miss 5 points that I got an 87 or something, or whatever, not a 95 like usual? On all the tests up to this one, we've had what I call a 100-point test because we've had about 20 problems. You get 5 points for each problem. 20 times 5 is 100. On this test, there was only 12 questions. I still made them out of 5, so that's a total of 60. So you're basically, it's half. So if you miss 2 points, it'd basically be a 96. Now, it's not exactly that way, okay? But that's how that would work. For a number of you, and I'll just explain this, I don't want to explain this. On the front side, I have gone through and on each one of these, and I've looked, okay, and written down. If you answered D, it's right. If you answered A, I went through and figured out how could you have come up with that answer. Same thing with the other two choices. And based on that, I have already set up how many points I'm taking off on those situations. Okay, so if you answer C, and I have a -3 because there's no way that if you knew what you were doing, you would have gotten to that point for an answer. So I take off 3 points, and those are automatic. Now on the back. On the back, if you have a problem that I took 3 or 4 points off of, generally, if I'm taking 3 points off, it's because you do have a little bit of work, but it doesn't make any sense. If I've taken 4 points off, it's because you have no work at all. Now, sometimes I'm in a better mood than other times when I grade, and sometimes I have an idea of how you got a certain number, even though you're not showing any work, so I'll give you a couple points off of it. But, technically, I should be taking 4 points off on those. If you just have an answer, if they're wrong, okay? If they're right, I don't look for work, okay? Something I'm having to train my own child these days, okay? All right. If we went over lesson 1 in this unit, which was translations. We've gone over lesson 2, which was reflections. Lesson 3 was rotations. Now we're going to get ready to get started with lesson 4. Lesson 4 is going to be about dilation. A dilation, most of you have been to the eye doctor and had your eyes dilated, which means that your eyes, they've opened your pupils so they get a better look into them. Okay? Now, dilation doesn't just mean making it enlarge. A dilation can also mean a reduction, or reducing the size or something. So dilation is either of those situations. We're actually going to start on 483. I think it's 483. It might be 482. Somewhere in there. With the inquiry lab stuff. Oh no.